Alright, what's up, y'all? I don't know how long I'm going to go for this live today. I'm not really feeling that great. To be honest, I was about to not go live at all, but I want to show up for you guys. So here I am. Okay, just getting the workshop camera set up. So my workbench is a gigantic mess. So I think we're just gonna start by cleaning up. And I figured, well, I might as well show it live. Okay. Let me switch. Over the workshop cam. I'm gonna go grab my other phone so I can read chat very easily. Yeah, I wasn't super duper prepared for this today. It's one of those days, I guess. I don't know. It snowed today. It was I feel like it was like 70 degrees last week, and this week it snowed. Which I guess is, that's basically Chicago weather for you. Okay. Opening my phone here. Alright, we're gonna start putting shit away. Some days I'm really good about cleaning up, and other days I'm not. And today was one of those days. I just did not get around to cleaning this shit up yesterday after we did the live yesterday. Now I am paying for it. Tomorrow, I'm going to go through... Hey, what's up, Daniel? Tomorrow, I'm going to go through and organize this stuff more. I've got one more wall to put up in this shop, and hopefully it's going to be a little more organized. I got it organized to a point, but I can never seem to get it fully how I want it. Like, there's always some... Basically, there's always something that doesn't have a home and ends up just sitting on my work table or sitting somewhere else that it's not supposed to sit. So I'm hoping to solve that issue tomorrow, hopefully. Actually, the whole idea of this shop was to solve that issue. But alas, here we are with too much stuff everywhere. I wish I could just press a button and everything gets cleaned up. That would be freaking awesome. Got some coffee here. as of right now, I'm gonna just clean it up and put it away. Put away stuff in their current homes. But yeah, tomorrow I'm not gonna do a stream. I'm just gonna sit down here, and I think my mom's gonna help me, actually, because she's good at organizing stuff and having stuff be all neat and whatever, and I seem to just end up having everything everywhere all the time. So I'm hoping, I've got high hopes that she's gonna help me actually organize this stuff once and for all, so I have a home for everything. I always seem to have more stuff than I have room for. And it's like I'm always getting more stuff, but I'm never getting more room for the stuff. Okay. Starting to make some progress here. See here. Excuse me. Today I think I'm going to I think I'm going to put, well, one, I'm going to see if the back strap or like the flap that's going to slide onto the luggage is going to be something that I'm actually able to do. If it is, I'll do that today. I've got some luggage here that I'm going to measure for this. Oh, Lordy. I actually don't even know if this is enough leather to do this on. I think it will be, though. I just have to measure. So I know I've got about 8 inches of room on the back there. So I just need to see how big this handle is and see how I'm going to put the flap on, and we'll be good. Okay. Yeah, I could do that. It does get cold here in the winter, though. Also, the freaking amount of stuff you have to pull a permit for in the United States is ridiculous. It's like everything you want to build on your property, you have to have a permit for, and if you don't get a permit for it, and you still, like, you still go and get, you still go ahead and build it, if someone finds it, they can fucking fine you like nothing else. Another sheer luck. Do I really want to put this on my... I don't have to put all stickers on it. I'm going to sweep everything tomorrow. I don't know. I'm going to try and return. So I ordered this blue thread. They had it listed as the same thread that I was using for the bag, but clearly it's a much lighter thread, and I probably will never use this color, and I'm gonna have to buy the other one anyways. So I think I might try and return this thread, because I have to get more now in order to Oh, yeah? Yeah, I mean, it's surprising. I don't know how much, like, room you have on your property, but it's surprising how much, depending on the size that you would want to build it at, it's surprising how much you can do on your own. So I'm just pulling up the chat here. Okay. Not good. So this is the luggage. And if I can pull the handle out, it's a pretty standard size handle. So I'm just going to measure. Okay, that's about 7 inches. And this is 9 inches. So, okay, it will be able to do it. Cool. Now, I need 9 plus 3 is 12. Oh, this is gonna work out perfectly. Okay, I'm grabbing a pattern. I think it's upstairs. All right, I'm grabbing a pattern from upstairs real quick. It's for the back slot that that I showed on yesterday's live. And I'm just gonna. I think it's up here. Hoodoo. It's not up here. Okay. I suppose it is not stack, maybe. Maybe somewhere up here. Oh. See, this is my problem. I'm always too unorganized. Okay, fuck the pattern. I'm just gonna cut it out. Yeah, it's just a rectangle. I can cut it out. Okay. Yeah, definitely. All right. So let's see. I need a 12 by, I like doing half and half, so a 12 by 6 should be sufficient. I just need a 12 by 6 rectangle. It's going to wrap around the straps very nicely. I also need my groover and beveler. I'm going to set the groover to 1/4 of an inch. Oh, poo. Okay. Okay, so that's going to be our flap. Now I'm going to groove, just decorative groove, top and bottom I'm also going to bevel and burnish before we go on with anything else. Okay. We are doing a flap that's going to go on the back of the bag, something like that. And it is going to allow us to slide the bag onto some luggage when we're traveling. Whoever buys this bag, if they need to travel, which I've kind of made this with the idea that one would take it as a carry-on or as like an underseat bag on a plane, can slide it onto their luggage for easy carry. So then they don't have to have it around their shoulder in the airport. So you'll see I'll slide the thing on when we're done. You'll see what I'm talking about. Okay. That would be cool to have like some kind of product sketch. I'm pretty bad at at drawing. Yeah. Yeah, I could do that. I do want to get better at product sketching. It's like I have the idea in my mind and I essentially just go based on that because I can never get the idea that I have in my head accurately onto paper. I can make a pattern for it, but I can never seem to like draw it to where it looks good on paper. But yes, I should do a product sketch. Something I could definitely try. Okay. We are going to... I'm actually going to just grab my wing dividers. I'm going to set them for an inch and... I guess I would set them for an inch and a half. In which case I might as well just use this. And we're just gonna draw a line with our pen. And that's where this is gonna fold around. Yeah, so it's going to kind of fold around like that. Let me clear some of this stuff off, and I'll show you what I mean. Okay. So, this is going to be the back of the bag, okay? Let me get this back looking this way. Bag's going to go together something like this. Let me... Okay, it's going to go something like this. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to get it to really be how I want it to be until I sew it. But it's going to be something like this, and then we're going to have this back portion covering this pocket, and it's going to wrap around these straps here. And it's just going to be riveted in. And this is like a hidden, it's supposed to be like a hidden passport pocket. So then we'll be able to wrap it around and rivet it in there. Actually, if I wanted to see what it would look like, I could always clip these in. Thank you, Daniel. I will have to try that. I used to do it way back when, but I just didn't like how it would turn out, so I just kind of stopped doing it. So we're going to actually try and clip in the gussets just to see what this is going to look like. Because I just can't help myself. I don't even know if I'm going to be able. Apparently I'm not going to be able to clip it. I'm going to see if I can do this. Yeah, I'm probably not going to be able to clip it. Okay, well, I think you understand kind of how it's going to be. In fact, now that I'm looking at this, I probably won't end up being able to glue this in here either. I think I'm just going to have to straight up clip and sew. You're joking me, right? Hold on. Hold the phone. I'm not going insane, right? This should be the side that this backpack, or this, yeah, because that's the, yeah. Okay. Whew, I almost just had like a heart attack. Oh my god. And I'll brush this before I sew or whatever, but okay. I'm gonna just rivet this on now. I am gonna clip it on so that I can punch the holes to rivet. So essentially, it's going to be something like that. You're going to clip around the other side and you're going to punch, I'm going to punch 2 holes, I think. Maybe 3. And then we're going to sew. But first I'm going to put a finish on here. What's up, Squatch Zone? We're putting on that back flap today. And I realized that I'm not going to be able to glue the gussets on and do the fancy edging that I was going to do because I don't think that the gussets are not going to bend because they're so thick. They're probably not going to bend with and like stay with the glue. Yeah, lazy days. I feel ya. It snowed today. It snowed today, it got super cold, and I think it just like kind of shut down my energy a lot. I almost didn't do the live today, but as I said at the beginning, I want to show up for you guys, so here I am. I think we're gonna be very, like, a much shorter live today, because I don't know what else I'm gonna do beyond this. I mean, I think that after this is done, we're gonna be ready to sew. Well, aren't you a lucky guy, Mr. Squatch? Pretty jealous. It is the opposite of sunny and warm. I guess that's what I get for living in Chicago. Although I'm going to be going down to Alabama on Wednesday. So I'm pretty excited for that. Okay. Got finish on there. Let's see, how do I want to do this? We're going to get this on over here. This is 4.5. This is 6. So I need, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I need 3/4 of an inch. Okay. Now I'm just going to clip that on there. We're going to put a big clip on there, and we're going to move this over to the punch table and slide the punch pad underneath here, because this is not going to be actually punched all the way through the body. It's just going to be punched through these 3 layers. -22. Good God. That is freaking crazy. All right, we're going to get moved around here. I'm going to move the camera in a second. to go with the smallest drive punch. Yeah, Daniel does do really good work. Daniel, you are... I really like your belts. Okay, can you see? It's 65 there. Damn. Yeah, pretty jelly indeed. All right. Now, I'm gonna kind of eyeball this. Eyeball that one, and then oh, is that not freaking perfect? 3/4 of an inch. Okay, just that little mark. Now, get this relatively centered. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and put a couple of rivets in here, and before we set it, we're going to punch the other holes. Okay, that's on there. That's on there. Now we're going to do one right in the middle. Okay, what I'm doing now is a big no-no. Eyeballing it like this, I really should be measuring, and all it takes is one misstep to fuck this up, but I've totally jinxed myself, by the way. It's another big no-no. That looks pretty good. That's not good enough. Okay. Now I gotta find where the correct setter is. Here it is. I wish setting rivets didn't leave such significant marks on the leather. So it always just leaves these like little ring marks when you're setting them by hand. Now, if you have a machine, if you're fortunate enough to have a machine, it won't do that. But right now I don't have a machine to set rivets, so I'm left with those little tool marks. Now that does show that it's handmade, you know, because something with fake rivets and mass-produced in China wouldn't have those tool marks. So it's kind of give and take. Some people would be like, oh, you know, that's an imperfection, and that's, you know, that shows that you're not a perfectionist and you shouldn't be charging that, and blah, 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 blah. It's all blah, blah, blah. Or you can be like, hey, you know what? That shows that did it by hand. Also, in my eyes, it's a way of glorifying God, because it reinforces the fact that as human beings, we are not perfect. And there is going to be some marks on the things that we touch, and not everything is going to be absolutely 100% infallible and perfect. And that's okay. I think life would be pretty boring if everything was infallible and perfect. So I'm kind of undecided on the tool marks is what I'm saying. Okay. Where's my... I want to take, this is so random, but I really want to take another shoemaking class. So there's a school of shoemaking and leather arts here in Chicago. And I've taken a few classes there. That's how I learned how to sew on a sewing machine, on like one of these industrial sewing machines. That's how I learned about several different things. And I'm in a family where my dad has paid for all of my siblings' college. Now, I chose not to go to college, okay? But we're talking like $40, I don't know. We're talking about probably like $140,000 for 4 years of college, okay? My dad covered them. He's a big college guy, go to college, whatever. And he said that if I ever wanted to take classes, if I ever decided to go to school, that he would pay for the classes because he paid for my siblings' school. And so he has paid for a few classes at the Chicago School of Shoemaking and Leather Arts. However, in his mind, everyone should get to a point where they don't have to learn anything else in whatever they're doing. Which I vehemently disagree with. I think that everyone should keep learning forever until the day they die. But he does not agree with that. He comes from a generation where, like, you learn a very limited number of skills for your field, and then you get a job in that field, and that's the job you have until you retire. And he's not really a big, he's not very gung-ho for me having a business and doing this, even though I'm basically doing exactly what he did. He came from a communist Yugoslavia and came here because he knew that he had a higher potential of making money here, because in a communist country you can only make a certain amount. And once you hit a certain level, you can't go any higher. So he came here with an entrepreneurial spirit, and he worked really hard at like non-traditional things, and he was always telling me stories of non-traditional avenues he took to make some money. And so I don't really understand why he doesn't approve of what I'm doing. But so I asked him if I could take another shoemaking class, because I've taken shoemaking classes in the past, and we got into a little bit of an argument, and like every time I ask him, because look, I'm broke right now. I'm running my business, and I'm just kind of barely surviving at this point. I know I'll be at the point where I'm like extremely successful, and I have education funds to further my education in this field, but I'm not there yet, so I'm naturally would ask my father for help. And every time I ask him to take another class, he asks me, how come you haven't learned everything you need to know in this field? And every time we have essentially the same conversation. And I'm like, Tata, this father in Serbian, Tata, I'm never going to learn everything in the leatherworking field, and I can always expand and improve my skills and expand what I can make and what I can sell. And that's why I want to take a shoemaking class, because there's a lot of people now who go crazy when they find a shoemaker on Instagram or on social media or whatever. And so it's like a very big trend right now, but also it's a great business model. If you can get your process down to an affordable level, but they're handmade and made to someone's foot, let's say, then there's a big market for that. And I feel like it would be a very easy thing to target people for. But he doesn't really understand that. By the way, this is looking great. I'm going to slide this. I'm going to test this out. think right now. Essentially, he doesn't understand that. He doesn't get why I need to take more classes for stuff, and so I don't really know what to do, because I've tried to make shoes in the past, and I took one basic shoemaking class that's like for a certain kind of construction, and now I'd like to take a lasted shoemaking class, which is like very traditional work boot kind of thing. And I don't know how to convince him to help pay for the class. I mean, I'll have to talk to him again, but I think I can eventually convince him, but I'm just looking at chat real quick. Let me switch over to the sorry, I went on a little bit of a rant. I was not intending to talk about that, but in a couple of months it will be 115 in the shade. Huh. Damn. Oh yeah, I saw some of that. The lighter sheets are cool. Those are cool. Yeah, Squatch. I have so many freaking leather. I have so much leather scrap. It's insane. It's honestly an issue. Yeah, I've tried to explain to him that you really don't need, like, it's not like when he came to this country. You don't really need a college degree unless you're going in the medical field or you're going to be an engineer. And he kind of agreed, but also he's never able to just like be like, oh yeah, you know, I see your point. He's never able to do that, but whatever. I could rant about my dad for hours and hours and hours. There's no need. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna slide that on there, and this is gonna be cool. This is gonna be cool. I'm gonna switch the camera around so you can see kind of what I'm talking about, and I'm going to just gonna clip these together and close the bag so that you can kind of see what it's going to look like. Now, of course, as I've already said, this is not a super accurate way. There's no way to know what it's going to look like until I actually am finished. But let me switch this camera around. Let me switch you back to the workshop camera. Now, how funny would this be if this doesn't fit? That's just the kind of thing that would happen. I mean, I've got my own opinions on communism, to be honest, based on what I've read from the Soviet Union. And I don't want to alienate you. I understand you're Russian. So I'm not going to really go into that. I have nothing against your country or anything against Russia or Russians at all. I think they're pretty cool, but not a big fan of communism. Okay. So it's, yep, we're, so essentially, that is what that is going to look like right there. I think that is very, very cool. Again, it's a little turned like this way. Until I actually sew it, it's going to kind of tilt this way a little bit. Once I sew it, it'll be kind of flattened out and nice. Let me turn this down a little bit. I'm using OBS Studio because it's a free open source software. That's just what I usually use. So yeah, I really, really like how this looks. Once I actually get the gussets on and it's like sewn, it's going to really firm up and it's going to look really, really, really clean. And I'm going to gold foil emboss a logo here. If I show you, so this was a thing I was working on earlier today. This is a wall that I was working on earlier today, but I fucked up the chiseling, and so I have to make a new one. But that's going to be the logo. Can you see that? Oh no, it's really behind. So that's going to be the logo. No, it is wireless. It is wireless. It's just my phone. It's like connected wirelessly to the computer because they're both Apple products. So it kind of just automatically connects, and then I downloaded OBS for my computer, for my MacBook, and then just put it on there, and boom, it just kind of works. And I have 2 scenes set up. So actually, here we're gonna have a little fourth wall break, if you want to call it that. So you see, I've got 2 scenes set up. I've got the workshop and I got the chat. So I can just switch between those. And then within that, I've got my background music playing. I actually have, that shouldn't be there. Excuse me. Okay, so I've got my background music and my microphone, which is this wireless microphone setup, receiver, and then I've got that guy right there, and then I've got the transmitter just wire it up to this lapel mic. This is the Wireless Go Me, I think, or the Wireless Me from Rode. It was the cheapest, like, high quality, kind of plug in and go microphone setup. So that's why I got it. It was like $130, I think. And then it comes without the microphone, and then I got a 2-pack of these microphones for like $20. Bought all of it on Amazon. Super easy, super simple. Yeah, so for the logo, unfortunately I don't have a larger version of that. Those stamps cost a lot of money, so I have to be kind of strategic in which ones I buy. And for me, the smaller ones, yeah, OBS is good. So okay, back to the logos. So I have, what am I saying? Whoa, 6 people. Hello. I'm sorry, my brain is like not working right now. So I have to be strategic, yeah, about the logos. Because each stamp is like $150. So they're very, very, very expensive. I mean, they last for literally forever. But so I got smaller ones that can be used on wallets and bags. So like, for instance, this is a dop kit that I made, and I can make a little label and put the logo on there. And then I can use it on the wallets as I showed. And then I've got another logo that's a smaller one. Now this is a seraphim from Orthodox Christianity. And it's just got an A in the middle. So it's just a bunch of wings. It's 6 wings, like the angel is, and it's got a little A in the middle. And so that I can use for the outside logo on a wallet, like I just showed. I can also make little tags and tie it onto a bag like this and have the logo and maybe have a little like USA flag stamp to show it was made in the USA. So I wish I could afford to buy every size of logo that I want. Eventually I'll get there. But for right now, I can only use so many. I think that's the right size for the logo. Too big and it'll look like a billboard. That's how you should put on the briefcase. Yeah. Are you talking about with the... are you talking about the making a label and then putting it on, or just... I was planning on literally just stamping it directly on there. Cutting out the small things. I wish I could have a die for it, but I don't right now. So I have to cut that out by hand. So there's going to be a little bit of like variance in it. So I'm not sure. Sometimes I like to do it like the dop kit. Okay, I guess I will do it like the dop kit. I guess I could cut out a little. Yeah, why don't we do that? I'll cut out a little piece right now. I'm wondering if I have... Okay, we're going to do a little interesting thing here. I'm going to grab this continuity camera. We're going to take a walk upstairs, and I'm going to take you to my garage, which was originally going to be my workshop. This is going to be interesting. Oh. I might go out in audio. I don't know how far the range is, but I'm not sure. So if my audio goes out, I apologize. But we're just going to go upstairs. I've got my clicker press tucked away in this bedroom here, just because it's a big thing to carry downstairs. Although some family's coming in town this weekend, I might get them to help me take down the stairs. This thing's from Weaver. It's like fucking 350 pounds. But, so, this is the logo. So you throw it on there, and then stamp it, and you heat it up. I heat it up with my heat gun, and then I lay the foil down, and I stamp it. And I'm going to keep doing that until I can afford to buy a really nice foil embosser, because the foil embosser that I purchased sucks ass. And then here's my little stamp. So I'm going to actually go outside to my garage, because that's where I have my scrap leather. And, oh, hooray, snow. You should be good with... Can you guys hear me? Just type yes in the chat if you can hear me. Field trip, yeah. Going on a little field trip, kids. Okay. I'm going to grab some black scrap leather. It needs a lot of work. It needs insulation, it needs electric, heat conditioning. Sewing machine. A singer. I got a singer. I've got Italian. Never get this thing to work. Another project. Got about a here. This is black Chrome XL Cavalier. It's just a nice, consistent black leather. So I got this, and then this actually. Okay, can you guys hear me now? Okay, I got it to work. I can see it's working now. I had to turn the transmitter off and on again. Okay. It's showing audio on my end. Can you guys hear me again? Okay, cool. So where was I? Okay. We were going to cut out a label here. Coo. I guess actually we could just go ahead and stamp the logo in as well and maybe just put the thing on the thing and do the thing. Okay. Let me switch back to the workshop camera. Okay. Now I need to measure how big that label is because I don't remember now. How big did I make this? Okay, I made it 2 by 3. Okay, 2 by 3. Ow. Should be easy to cut out. Where is my square? Thanks for sticking with me as we went on that little excursion. Guys, I saw some pretty crazy shit in Area 51, let me tell you. There was some freaking sewing machines and some leather and I think a snowmobile and not a snowmobile, a snow blower. See, I don't even know. I'm so turned around, I can't tell the difference between a snow blower and a sewing machine and a snowmobile. And now I can't talk. I'm going to just shut the hell up. And we're going to cut out this. I would have a field day in Area 51. Let me tell you. I would be the biggest liability that the U.S. government has seen ever in the history of this country. I would just have some kind of recording thing on that's just like sending a live signal to YouTube. I bet you they're hiding some crazy ass shit there. Let me tell you. They're definitely hiding some insane technology. I don't even think it's like aliens necessarily. I think it's just that like the US government and other countries have developed technology beyond what we think is currently possible, like what the general public thinks is currently possible. And so we call it aliens, but I think it's just the government being the government, and fucking we're going to learn about it in like 2050. If Mr. Squatch's vision does not turn out to come true, then we'll learn about it in like 2050, and we're going to have some crazy ass like teleportation tech or something. Only 2 people actually, but released after a thorough strip search. I mean, yeah, unfortunately that's what happens when you mess with the government. Okay. All orifices clear. Alright, I'm just beveling the top of this. Now I'm actually considering, instead of riveting it on there, I think I may sew it on there. What do you think? Do you think I should rivet or sew? Huh. What genres? Okay, I'm not a horror guy. I really, really do not like horror. I just don't see the point of it. Riveted on? Okay, I guess I'll rivet it on. So I'm not a big horror guy. We're gonna take another trip upstairs. My receiver microphone is almost out of battery. It's got a red flashing light. I don't know how it ran out of battery so fast, but so I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to go for. I may try and plug it in and charge it while it's going. Actually, that's actually a good idea. Okay, actually, I'm trying to determine how we're going to do this. I think I'll just carry it up with me. So yeah, so I really, really do not like horror. I like sci-fi. Okay, you know those movie series where like the setting is something happened to the Earth and we're not sure what happened, but there's just one little bastion of civilization left. And it's like mysterious and everyone thinks that they're the last humans on Earth, but then by the end of the movie series, it turns out that, oh, there's a whole other group of people, or like actually all the people in this little civilization were just deceived and it's some experiment or something. Like, have you guys ever seen The Giver? That movie is a perfect example of the kind of movie that I like. That's not the only genre I like. I like a lot of different genres, but film, disaster, apocalypse, post-apocalypse. So, like, I don't actually care for seeing everything get destroyed, but the mystery of how it got destroyed, that's very, very fascinating for me. Primarily because I really like ancient civilizations, and I think I find all of that very interesting. Okay, I'm putting my heat-resistant gloves on so that I can start heating up the stamp. So I'll pick up the camera in a second. So I like that. I'm also a big fan of like feel-good movies. Here, let me pick up the camera. I'm going to turn this heat gun on for a second, so you guys are not going to be able to hear me. It's going to be really loud, so you turn down the volume. Or maybe you can hear me, I'm not sure. But I like feel-good movies. Like The Secret Life of Walter Mitty is a perfect movie in my opinion. I don't think there's anything you can do to that movie to improve it. That's the one starring Ben Stiller. I think it was made in like 2010 or 2011. Not the one from like the 60s or 70s when... Alright, I think it was made before the 60s actually. Not that one. The newer one with Ben Stiller is literally the perfect movie in my opinion. And I also like feel-good movies where there's not a lot to think about. It just feels good. So if you guys have ever seen Real Steel, That's a really good movie. It's like a feel-good sports movie, but they somehow also worked in giant robots beating the crap out of each other, which is always enjoyable to see. That's starring Hugh Jackman. Back when the Marvel Cinematic Universe wasn't a big pile of garbage, I really liked that. So, like, I was super into Iron Man and Captain America and Thor. I also really like Quentin Tarantino movies. Django Unchained is one of my favorite movies. Although, The Hateful Eight is one of my least favorite movies. So, I don't know, I'm not giving a very definitive answer. I feel like I like most movies, but I'm not a fan of horror movies, is essentially what I'm saying. Okay, I'm going to set the camera down for a second, and I'm going to get set up here with some gold foil. Okay, I have to be very careful not to put too much pressure on this stamp. Because if I over emboss, it just doesn't look good. So I'm going to try and put very light pressure. So I'm just going to go like that. Okay, that was clean. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I'm going to move that guy over a little bit. Now we're going to take our, this is just a horsehair brush, and I'm just going to give it a good brush. It's going to wipe off anything that's over embossed on there. Okay, so you can see some parts didn't emboss all the way. It kind of varies. I don't know why sometimes it does that. But I actually kind of like the way it looks, because it looks almost like weathered. And you can still see the logo, so I'm not really worried about it. It's still pretty clear. Like, that pretty clearly says Erangella, and you can pretty clearly see the angel on there on top. So thank you. Okay, I'm catching up on the chat. One of my faves is Last Star Fighter. I've never seen that before. I also sometimes watch detective series produced such as Castle and Elementary. Huh. One of my best friends was Jaws. Stupid autocorrect. How are you doing your Sasquatch, your Bigfoot guy on there? Because I see you stamp a Bigfoot on there all the time, and I'm curious how you're doing that. Thank you. I very much appreciate being compared to Gucci in a good way. I've got some beef with the designer brands, I'll be honest. Because one thing that annoys me is that their products aren't incredibly good quality. You know, like they're very cheaply made bags that are made in sweatshops. You trace and then, wow, that looks like a stamp, man. That's really good. Anyways, yeah, so I really despise the, you heat your logo on a gas stove. Damn. So if you get a heat gun, that's all that is a little heat gun, and you buy some like cheap gold foil that's larger than your logo, you can get a roll for like $15 US, I think. You can get some that are even cheaper than that. You'll be able to really easily do that, although you have to have a press for that. So I assume you have a press. I think you said you did, right? All right, I'm going to throw some tape on here. I'm going to just do 2 pieces right in the middle just to kind of hold it while I put the holes in. Well, my sister loves designer stuff, and I mean, she's in the fashion industry in LA, and I've asked her to explain to me why, even though she knows the bags are not very high quality, why she would pay so much for a designer. And she said that for people who buy designer, it's not about the quality. It's about the way they think they will look and feel by carrying a Gucci bag. People will think they're rich or some shit like that. And it's like a certain level of like social status. And that's why so many people swear by these bags, even though it's been proven time and time again that they're shitty quality. They're not real leather, or if they are, they're the lowest quality leather that you can buy. And to me, as a leather worker and as a bag designer, that really irks me. I try and not let it get to me, but it does get to me sometimes. It's annoying. Because like I know I'll have a harder time selling this bag, at least selling the first few units of this. I'll have a harder time selling it for the price that I'm going to have to sell it for than Gucci will have selling something twice as expensive and like not even an eighth of the quality. But you know what? That's kind of what you sign up for when you're getting into this. Okay, I'm gonna That's what you get in. That's what you sign up for when you get into this field, especially as an unknown. You're going to be having to compete. And it's going to bother you, but alas, you know, Serbians have a saying, to ti je to, which means it is what it is. And that's just yeah, I actually Magritte's multi-part television film. Yeah, I'm really happy with how this is gonna look. We're gonna go ahead and rivet this on. I actually had the idea. I'm gonna implement this next week. Let me switch back to the chat real quick. I'm gonna implement this starting next week, where I'm gonna be doing a weekly giveaway of one of these number 88 wallets. I'm going to start giving away one of these wallets every week. I've got so many of these, and as of right now, they're not doing a lot for me, so I think I'm going to use them as like a community building tool, essentially. And I'm not sold on Angel Nation. I got to come up with something that's better. But come up with a community name, something that relates to Archangel, because Arangela is Archangel in Serbian, and my last name is Arangelovic, which comes from Arangela, obviously. Oh no, I'm going to be doing it on Instagram, and just like do something where like you have to tag a couple of friends or whatever, and I'll pick a winner, you know. And just do it once a week. Yeah, this series of whatever you want to call it, what I'm doing, is really meant to just be like for the people who really care and are tired of all the noise on the YouTube platform, like all the fucking loud noises and loud editing, like kind of personalities, you know. Like, I'm tired of that shit, and so that's why I made this kind of thing, and, yeah, so. It's supposed to be like a bashing against all that garbage. They have a comment picker online. Ooh. I was going to try and see if I could export everything as like a spreadsheet and then put it into like a random, like name picker or whatever, but that's a random comment picker. That's good. I'll have to look into that when I start doing this. Okay, we're gonna finish up here today with a little bit of rivet setting. I am so happy I decided to oh, that's good, actually. That's a great way to go live. Ooh, on Instagram. That could be a quick little live thing on Instagram. Ooh, Squawk Zone, that's a great idea. I'm definitely going to do that. Yeah. I'm so happy I decided to start using this phone as like as being able to read the chat. It's so much nicer than looking at my computer, which I can barely see. Okay. We're still good on sound, but I'm kind of worried. All right. You want to make a Wheel of Fortune and pick a name out of the live chat and spin. Whatever it lands on, they win. That's actually a good idea, too. Once I get, like, more people on, where it's not just going to be, like, you know, picking from the same two people every time. You know, if I ever get to the point where I've got, like, just a good handful. Yeah, you know what? I could do, like, keychains and, like fill it up with kind of lower cost items for me that I can like make a lot of that I don't have to have already made, and then throw like a wallet in there and maybe a belt and whatnot. That's a great idea. Do it a couple of times during the live. Yeah. Yeah. That's a very good idea. You guys are just full of great ideas. Okay. I need to grab that guy. Okay, we're going to get moved over. Here. I'm going to switch you guys back over to the workshop camera. Yeah, I follow this, yes, with the logo stuff. I'm the king of giving shit away. Yeah, so I follow this guy. His name is Alex Hormozy on Instagram, and I watch his YouTube videos. He's a big, like, investor guy. And the way he has gotten so big is just by giving away as much free stuff as he possibly could. And for him, that's like business knowledge. And he wrote a few books. I have one of his books. They're really good. He wrote a few books, and he gives those away a lot. And his whole thing. Sorry, I'm looking for the tiny. Oh, I put it back in the tray. Why did I do that? Sorry, I was just looking for this. So yeah, he's like giving away a few books and whatever, and his whole thing is to give so much away that people want or feel like they need to give you money. And he's told some stories of him like going to a like a conference thing. It was his like first conference thing, and he was just talking about how he grew his like gyms or whatever. And he did a little webinar on it, or not a webinar, but like a seminar. And he wasn't planning on selling it as like a course or anything, but people literally after the thing, someone was like, "Take my credit card, I will pay you, put this in a course and give it to me." And he like was so taken aback, and then that's when he realized like, oh shit, wait, if I just give away everything, then people will give me their money. And now, obviously, I always have to put this as a disclaimer. I'm not just after money. If I was just after money, I wouldn't be doing leather work. In all honesty, there's easier ways to make money. So I'm not just after money, but I am looking for ways to make money in the business, obviously. So that's where I'm like, I try to give away I try and give and provide value through my content, but there's something different about like getting a free product, that other people would charge you $70 for. So okay. I think we had a little false start on this one. All right. This is going to be cool. I'm glad I went with this leather. I think it looks really good. It's just ever so slightly different from this leather. And I think it provides a cool feel. Okay. Now I need to slap a couple of rivets, or 4 rivets in here, and jeden, dwa, trzy, cztery. Okay. Oh man, I might need to use the smallest size. Those are a little, I don't want these to set poorly. So I'm actually going to go down to the smallest size. I'm surprised. The worst thing is a poorly set rivet, and the best thing is a rivet that just sets perfectly. Okay, I'm going to just bring the entire thing over. Oh yeah, that looks fantastic. You know what's cool? What I just realized? I wasn't feeling great today when I went into this live. Okay, I was not feeling good at all. I was pretty low. Gotta go. See ya. Okay. Bye-bye. Make over $1 million in a few hours with people stuffed in there to win whatever I was promoting. Oh, wow. Really nice there. Doesn't have to be that for sure. The washer, oh, you're talking about like a copper rivet. I know I can get brass ones too. I do think it would look cool. In fact, actually, I think it would look cool across the entire bag. That's something I might do in the future. So what's cool is that I was feeling super low today, and if I had come in here to make a video instead of a live stream, I probably wouldn't have done anything. I probably would have like done a little bit and then just not had the energy and then just stopped and accepted that today was going to be a shitty day. But because I did the live stream and I have you guys on here live with me chatting to me, it like gave me energy and boosted me, and I feel so much better now. And I think that's something cool on the creator side for like something cool about live streams. Regardless, I'm gonna I gotta change it back now. I'm gonna go ahead and go ahead and set these rivets, and then we are done. Unfortunately, there's no way for me to set these without getting that mark on there. But alas, there we are. I think that looks so cool. Okay, we're gonna close it again and see what it looks like here. I don't know. Okay. Here we go. This is going to be a look. Take a look at that. Maybe if I switch it, it'll kind of turn around. Look at that. I'm so happy with this. Now, really the only thing to do now is to sew and make a tag with my other logo on it. And I'm thinking about tying the tag in like right here on a piece of lace on the clip and having it kind of hanging here. I don't know if that's where I'll put it, but I don't really know where else I would put it, but if I find another place to put it, I could put it there, but I think I'll put it here. I think it's super cool. I'm super stoked. And then I might have like a pair of tags and have one with my logo on it and one with a little United States flag, and maybe have it say like made in the USA or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, I'm super excited. Okay, everything is running out of battery now. Drum roll. Thank you. Yes, I am very, very, very stoked about this. We're gonna finish this next week. I'm gonna switch it back here. Everything's running out of battery. Gotta stick everything on a charger. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. We went on a little bit of a field trip today. I think I want to do one, like I said earlier, I want to do one where like, give you a little tour of the property, show you the backyard, show you the garage and it's full and everything. So I've got to do that. Yeah, all right. I'm trying to get better at these outros. Bye. I will see you next week. Peace.